Hey everybody, Joe from Joe of All Trades, bringing you a special video today, making it more long for my friends, but if you're watching it on the channel and enjoy this too, that's great. This is the introduction and the scouting report for the Riper Cup 2026, where we'll be playing mostly in Western Michigan and finishing up at South Bend, Indiana with the Notre Dame Collegiate Course. So let's jump into it. First, the format and schedule. Riper Cup type Ryder Cup type schedule. We've got two teams. There's 20 points available. The first team to score 10.5 points wins. On Thursday, we'll be playing Harbor Shores Golf Club at 2 p.m. The greens fee for that is $200. It's a two-man scramble. Friday, we're playing American Dunes at 12:30. That greens fee is $205, and that will be a two-man best ball. Saturday, Lake Michigan Hills Golf Club. The first tee time is at 10 a.m. The greens fee, I think, based on, I checked the website and they used to have the fees up there, but they don't have it up there anymore. But based on what I'm thinking, I think it's going to be $145 for the 27 holes that we're playing that day. The first 18 holes is a two-man scramble, and then the third 9 holes, 19 through 27, is select drive alternate shot. And what I mean by that is that at each tee box, the two-man teams will be taking, they'll both be hitting a tee shot, and then they will select which tee shot they want to use, and from there on out, it is alternate shot until the ball gets in the hole. Go to the next tee box, and it starts all over again. Sunday, Warren Course, 9 a.m. That greens fee is $120, and that is where we will be playing singles on a course that, and I'll get into it, has hosted a former senior major championship. So total greens fees, I think, are approximately going to be $670. The rules. All players have a predetermined handicap. Sol and G work on these together, and it's based on either your league handicap or your USGA handicap, and maybe a modification of both. Typical Brookledge League rules, you know these. OB and lost balls, it's a one-stroke penalty. Drop where you believed it crossed out of bounds or where you expected it to be. Opponents may give you a free drop if they're nice enough. Fluffing is allowed. It's basically lift clean in place, winter rules, whatever you want to call it. Just keep the ball within about 3 inches of where the ball initially lied. Scramble placement is 1 club length. Classic rule. Older gents, you may play the forward tee. I will have the tee markers listed on the scouting report. I don't know what is going to be selected, but I do have an idea of what we're going to do, so we can take a look at that and you think it over. And rules as it relates to balls that have potentially could have gone out of bounds, but you're not sure, the provisional rule. I think it's important to know that if you intend on playing a provisional, you hit your first tee shot, you're not sure if it's going to be in bounds, you must announce to your opponent that you intend to take a provisional. And then once you go up and either you find your first or the provisional, whichever it is, once you choose the ball from there, and whatever ball you hit next is your ball in play, and you don't get to go back and take the other ball. Whatever ball you hit is your ball in play, and you must play it out from there. The teams. Haven't really changed much here, except there is one big addition, and that is to Team G. That is David Dove Panuska. He's no stranger to this trip. We've talked about it enough around him. It's unfortunate that Michael LaRocca wasn't able to make the trip this year. Unfortunately, sometimes that happens, as we all know. There's some other brothers of ours that can't make the trip, but Dove's always been waiting in the wings to do this. Very excited to have him on the team. He's going to bring a level of consistency and the proper attitude, competitive attitude to the trip. And I'm really excited to have him on Team G. And then if you guys remember, he really did save our trip to Western Pennsylvania a couple years ago when we needed one guy to finish out the trip on Sunday, and he came and played Avalon with us. It was a lot of fun. Let's jump into these courses. So first we got Harbor Shores Golf Club. This was opened in 2010. It's a Jack Nicklaus design. The tournament history here, it's got some recent pedigree. It has held a senior PGA championship 5 times. It was listed as the 2024 Michigan Golf Course of the Year. It was previously ranked 90th on the 2023-2024 Golf Digest Top 100 public course. The interesting thing is that it used to be over an industrial manufacturing facility that used to create some pretty terrible, waste. So basically, it took some significant remediation to get to what it is now, and now it's probably looks like a nature preserve, and it's sitting on where some pretty old school toxic waste type crap was before. So that is a really interesting thing. It'll be nice to look around and kind of appreciate that. Almost very similar to the Bay Harbor Quarry course, something like that. So let's get into the scouting report. It's par 72, just traditional layout, 2 par 5s, 2 par 3s, the rest par 4s on the front and the back. The tees, there's black, gray, gold, and white. I would surmise that we're probably gonna play, young guys are gonna play the gray, old guys are gonna play the gold. I do anticipate, looking over at the course, that this is gonna be the most difficult golf course. The greens are gonna be tough. They are massive. Most of them are multi-tiered. The ones that are not multi-tiered have significant undulations or mounding. And I'll include, the website has flyover hole by hole. That'll be included in the description box. All the other golf courses that we're covering, I'm going to put the best information in the description box that you can go check these out yourself. The hole that we're looking at right now is your approach shot into the number 7 green. So take a look at it. And this is the start of the signature holes. And I'll jump into that. So the signature holes are holes 7 through 9. It's called the Dunes stretch, and it's a short par 4 that you just took a look at, and then another kind of mid-length par 4 where if you take a look at this picture on the right, to where that is the green for number 7, you can see the lake off, Lake Michigan off to the right side of the photograph, and then the number 8 tee box is kind of driving through these dunes, and then you have to hit over the dunes kind of into this narrow gulch type area. It's going to be a pretty difficult shot there. Might have to play a blind cut to get it in best position. And then hole number 9 is a lengthy par 5. Cool thing about this course is it is site to maybe one of the greatest moments in exhibition golf history. That's hole number 10. It is a par 5, a little bit on the shorter side. It is a massive green. It's 10,500 square feet. I mean, this thing is nearly double the size of my yard. The course opened in 2010. An inaugural round, or a christening round, was played by Jack Nicklaus, Johnny Miller, Arnold Palmer, and Tom Watson. And on this 10th green is the site of where Jack Nicklaus shut Johnny Miller's big mouth by burying a 100-foot putt. And I'll go ahead and play that now.
There's no chance putting it.
Why? You said a good putt.
There's no
Let me
chance.
show you how to putt it.
You can't. There you go. Yeah, show me how to do it. How about that going in?
I can't.
So very excited about that. Might be a good place to get a photo opportunity, or maybe to drop a ball and try to putt it in the same direction that Jack did and see what we can do. Maybe put a tee down and try to hit it ourselves. Following, this is September 11th, we are playing at American Dunes. This opened in 2021. It is a Jack Nicklaus, what I would like to call a redesign. And the story behind it was formerly known as Grand Haven. It was owned by the family of Air Force veteran and fighter pilot Dan Rooney. Dan Rooney is the founder of Folds of Honor. It is a scholarship to provide, provide for tuition for this, either the children or relatives of service members that have died in combat. The course, when it was Grand Haven, it was closed in 2018, and then Dan Rooney contacted Jack Nicklaus with this idea to make the course what it is today, and Jack Nicklaus absolutely was on it, and he waived his $3 million course design fee, and it reopened in 2021 as American Dunes. So the traditions that they have and kind of what our day is going to look like there. When you get to the course, in order to do anything, you have to walk through the Hall of Honor at the start of the round. Each hole has two markers, one honoring a fallen service member, the second honoring each one of Jack's 18 majors. At 1 o'clock, they play taps, and then with that, there are 13 chimes, one chime for each fold in the American flag. Our tee time's at 12:30, so we'll be right into the round. Maybe even some of us getting off, some of us still on the first tee when we're able to experience this. The nickel will be given to you by the starter. There is a white cross that is in between the 17th green and the 18th tee box. You will throw it at that white cross. It's a tradition to honor fallen pilots. Our day, like I said, we'll be playing on September 11, 2026. It's the 25th anniversary of the attacks on our country. I'm wearing patriotic wear. I would encourage all of us to wear patriotic wear. Make it fun. There's talking about pilots here. You want to dress up like Top Gun, who cares? It'll be a good time. And then, it might be cool, special if you have any items from your family that have served. It might be a cool thing to take it and kind of have it with you on that day. I'm taking some stuff. I have my grandfather's officer's hat. He was a artillery captain. One of my grandfathers, the other one, served as well. I've got one of his patches, and then his captain designation that he wore on his shoulders. I'm just going to have that in the bag with me. I think it'd be pretty cool. I'm going to try to find something else from my other grandfather. They both served in World War II. So, if you want to do something like that, it might be pretty cool. Our scouting report, in terms of signature holes, Jack Nicklaus, with the tee markers of each one, or each tee box having an honor to a fallen service member, he says every hole is a signature hole. But in my search with Google AI, there's holes number 4, 6, 13, and 17. The par 5 13th, a part of it, you have to actually hit over an active par 3, so you might want to be safe about that. And then the par 3 17 following that is the white cross tribute that I previously talked about. So if you look at this, at this back picture, it's kind of a very interesting. Basically, from what I've read, is that this was formerly a wooden, very tree-laden course. But the fact is, as Jack said, we're this close to the lake, and if you see in the background of this, where the lake is, we're this close to the lake. Where are the dunes? So it's my understanding that Nicklaus essentially took down a ton of trees, but also brought the sand from underneath, and also brought in a ton of other sand. So it is quite a unique experience. to the point where you're almost playing a beachy, dunesy type course. However, it is completely enveloped in forest. So it'll be, you know, a little bit of True Blue and a little bit of Arthur Hills put together. So I'm really excited. They really, like, they don't even have a scorecard or flyover by the holes on the website. So there's pretty limited information, but just by the overlook of this picture that we're looking at, I'm really excited to play it. It looks super interesting. Tee boxes, there's Jet, Valor, Freedom, and Bear. I'm assuming that the young guys are going to play Valor and the older guys are going to play Freedom. That's a pretty significant discrepancy in distances. And I think Bear might be a little short though. So obviously we'll talk about it and figure it out. Saturday, Lake Michigan Hills Golf Club. This golf club was established in 1969. It was designed by a Charles Maddox Sr. From my research, he's designed over 40 courses, mostly in the Western Great Lakes region, Chicagoland region, and they're all respectable golf courses. This was built on a former fruit orchard, and it has served as a U.S. Open qualifier in the past, and there was also a Western Amateur qualifier, and this is listed on their website, where some prolific golfers that have played there previously: Payne Stewart, Mark O'Meara, Lee Janzen, and Adam Scott. So that's pretty cool. The scouting report, if you see the tees, black are 6,800, white are almost 6,500, gold are just a little over $6,000. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, I'm misreading that. Yeah, black is 6,800, blue is 6,500, white is almost 61, and then gold is rather short at 5,100 yards. So I'm assuming that our groups, young guys are going to play blue, older guys are going to play white. At first glance, you're going to look at this and say, is it meh compared to the other courses that we're playing? And at first glance, it might be that. But I wouldn't be surprised if this turned out to be one of the bigger challenges on our trip. Because if you remember the last time that all of us participating went up to Michigan, we played the Heather on Sunday, and it turned out, in my opinion, to be the most difficult golf course on the trip. The course is tree laden, and I'll show you on the golf course map on the next slide. I think it's going to play a lot like Good Park. It's got the length. I think you're going to have to make some shots out there. But there is some water, unlike Good Park. Many greens are surrounded by bunkers, and you can see on the course map, you can take a look yourself. I mean, there's some strategically placed fairway bunkers, but you're talking most of these greens have 3 or 4 bunkers around them. So, if you are missing the greens, just chipping out of the rough is, going to be not going to happen as much. You're going to be hitting out of the sand. Front 9 appears to be pretty straight. Unique feature on this course is that number 7 and number 10 is a double green. So one, make sure you're not hitting into people, and then second, make sure that you're hitting at the correct pin. And then there are some significant elevation changes on a few of the holes. 14 through 16 are consecutive hard dog legs. I'll show you in the map when we get to the next slide. And then hole number 17 is a long par 3 with an elevated green. The way it reads to me is this like number 5 at Turkey Foot, except instead of being 240, it's 226, and it's uphill with a sloping green. So that sounds like it's going to be a challenge. If you take a look at the course map, if you can see here, the front 9 looks like pretty relatively straight, kind of back and forth, mid-century golf. If you can see here where I'm circling, 7 and 10 seems to be just a long double green. And then look at each of these bunkers, or look at each of these greens. 3 bunkers on 1, 3 bunkers on 2, 4 bunkers on 3, 2 large bunkers on 4, 3 bunkers on 5 near the green, little fairway bunkers coming up. I'm assuming those are par 5s. And then look at 17, look at 12. I mean, there's just a crazy amount of bunkers on this course. So bring your sand game and practice that before we head out. And if you look here, 14, 15, 16, all pretty significant elbowed dog legs, in a row. And it looks like if this was built on a fruit orchard, it was probably built on a parcel where they're squeezing it in. And it is what it is. That's going to be a significant challenge, I think. Sunday, got the Warren Golf Course at Notre Dame. First, it opened in 1999. Architects are Ben Crenshaw and Bill Corr. They have a golf course design firm together. Bill Corr is a Pete Dye disciple, and I think in my review of the Notre Dame course, there are some Pete Dye things in terms of bunkering, size of bunkers, location of bunkers, stuff like that. This Golf Digest named it the 10th best course in Indiana, an 11th greatest college course in America. It was host to the 2019 U.S. Senior Open. So this is the second senior major championship venue that will be playing on the trip. And then obviously it's had a ton of other collegiate events there. Scouting report. If you see this photo, this is pretty cool. This is from the first tee. In my review, it looks like a classic turn of the century American design, not showy. They mentioned links, but it's really not. I think to me, it looks like something, 1920s, kind of that area. Rectangular tee boxes, undulating greens of varying shapes. There's push-up styles. It looks like most of the greens are going to slope from back to front with a lot of false fronts. So, some guys might be running it up to the green or using the green as a backstop when it's sloping from back to front. And then, like I said, the bunkers, it looks like you can really get into some trouble if you actually hit these things. The tees, we got black tees at $7,000, blue tees 67.44, white 63.46, in the green at 53.02. I'm guessing that we're going to be playing the blue and the white tees. The signature hole is number 16, and it's short to mid-length par 4. There's a creek that you need to clear. It's a dog leg left. There's heavy fairway bunkering all the way up the left-hand side. And as what sticks out to me is a Pete Dye style tiny bunker right in the front. I'll show you the next slide. This is number 16. So once, it looks like they got some deer out there. I just picked that up. Once you get over the creek, then if you go left, not only do you have these bunkers, but it's also wooded on the left, and you have significant overhang over those bunkers. So if you're over there, you're really going to be hitting it out to the right to save your hole. But then also there's this very little, just little pot bunker right in front, along with a significant one on the left side. If they have Sunday pins when we're playing on Sunday, I would assume that that's where the pin would be. So I think it is going to be maybe not the most challenging course that we play all weekend, but you're going to have to hit it. Your tee shots are going to have to be pretty well placed in order to score. Some other weekend plans that we got going. This is kind of what we've been talking about. Everybody's coming into town on Thursday. Some of us are coming up Wednesday, but Thursday we're playing, I think it was 2 o'clock. And then once we get back to the house, I was planning on making a pasta dinner for everybody, just kind of a welcoming type of thing. Nothing too significant, or, just make sure everybody gets fed when they get into town and we're done playing golf. Friday, I think the plan is to go out and eat. We need to make plans for that. I'm trying to do some research on some places in town. A lot of the places don't take reservations during the season, so that might be difficult. So we need to figure that out. Saturday, classic steak dinner at the house. This place, the house seems incredible. It's got 2 kitchens, so if y'all want to help me out, I know Colt wants to help me out in the kitchen. We can absolutely do that. It looks like ton of fun. Indoor pool in the house. I think indoor hot tub in the house. Hopefully none of us drown in there. And then Sunday, if you got to get back on the road and get home, God bless you. I completely understand. But if anybody's staying on Sunday, there's a group of us trying to catch the end of the Browns game. We're going to be going to the linebacker lounge in order to do that, and then maybe watch some other NFL games. I think Eid may know. I think the Giants play at 4 o'clock, but who really cares? But the linebacker lounge is not only like very cool Notre Dame bar, but it's also the South Bend Browns backers bar. So we'll be killing two birds with one stone. So super excited about that. Just really excited for the weekend, this whole weekend. This is like my week-long vacation with you guys. Not a beach vacation or anything like that on my own. So I really enjoy the time that we have together. It's always a ton of fun. Always enjoy the shit talking, just the good times. And thanks to Sully and Nate for putting all this together. And, I'm excited that, to be honest, I think Team G is going to be bringing the fight to Team Saul. And what a better place to bring the fight to Team Saul, where the Fighting Irish play on Sunday. So very excited, and see you then. Cheers.